Okay, so let's talk about something that's all around us, something that shapes basically everything you own. It's this hidden battle, this constant tug of war between how something looks and how it actually works. It's a fight designers have been having for, well, forever, and it has a huge impact on what you buy, what you end up loving, and, what drives you absolutely crazy.
Come on, you know you have. We've all been there, right? You see that stunningly beautiful coffee maker or that super stylish chair that you just know is not going to be comfortable for more than 10 minutes. You know there are better, more practical options out there, but you buy it anyway. That exact feeling, that decision, that's what we're diving into today.
And look, this isn't just about your personal shopping habits. This is a massive, fundamental conflict in the entire world of design. It's the great debate, looks versus logic. It's a clash between what our eyes love and what our hands and our bodies actually need. And that really boils down to this one huge question for anyone who makes anything. Should an object's purpose, its actual job, be the thing that dictates how it looks? Or should its appearance, its beauty, take the lead and shape the entire experience of using it? For a long, long time, the answers seem pretty clear.
Yeah, for more than 100 years, the golden rule, the one phrase that dominated modern design was this one: form ever follows function. The idea is simple: the beauty of a thing should come directly from its usefulness with zero extra fluff. The guy who really hammered this home was the American architect Louis Sullivan, who's often called the father of modernism. And listen to how he put it. For him, this wasn't just some nice piece of advice. He called it a pervading law. It was as fundamental as gravity. The purpose of a thing had to be the starting point, the only reason for its shape.
So, what does that look like in the real world? It means stripping things down to their absolute essence. It's a pretty ruthless focus on efficiency. If some part of a design doesn't have a practical purpose, it's just decoration, and it's gotta go. The goal is pure, simple utility. And you see this principle literally everywhere. Think about an ergonomic chair like the Herman Miller Aran. Its crazy shape isn't about style, it's 100% dictated by the need to support your spine. Or look at the super clean interface of Google Docs. It gets rid of all the distracting buttons so you can just focus on writing. Even something like a Thermomix, which crams a dozen kitchen gadgets into one machine, is all about efficiency, not classic good looks. In all these cases, function is absolutely king. But what if that's only half the story? Because it turns out that beauty, being pretty, isn't just some optional extra. The way something looks can actually change how we think it works. The psychology here is just fascinating. It's called the aesthetic usability effect. It's basically a cognitive bias, a little trick our brains play on us that makes us believe that beautiful things just work better. It's why we're more patient with a gorgeous website that's a little slow, or why we'll forgive a beautiful app for having a few bugs. Our brain just tells us, hey, it looks good, so it must be good. This whole effect speaks directly to our senses. I mean, think about the feel of something. That satisfying heft and weight of a really well-made tool or a professional camera. That feeling communicates quality and reliability before you've even used it once. That feeling, that's design. And it's not just touch. What about sound? That solid, reassuring click you hear when you push a button on a high-end stereo or turn a dial in a nice car. That sound is engineered on purpose. It gives you this little piece of auditory feedback that makes the whole thing feel precise and well-made. And of course, it applies to what we see. The clean lines, the balanced layout, the slick color scheme in your favorite app. That's not just window dressing. A beautiful layout literally guides your eye. It reduces your mental stress, and it makes the entire experience feel more intuitive and just easy. So, at the end of the day, making things look good has some very real, very practical benefits. A beautiful design makes a killer first impression. It builds an emotional connection and a sense of trust. It can even make us feel like a product is worth more money. And over time, a signature look, think of the classic Coca-Cola bottle shape, can become the most recognizable, powerful part of a brand. Okay, so if function alone isn't the whole picture and beauty has this incredible power of its own, where does that leave us? Well, today, most designers would say the answer isn't about choosing one over the other. It's about blending them. It's about designing for a feeling. So you've got these two opposing ideas, right? On one side, the classic form follows function. The job comes first. The looks are a byproduct. On the other side, you could argue for function follows form, where the look and the feel are so important they actually become part of the product's function. The best design today lives right in the middle of that conversation. This brings us to a really cool idea called emotional design. The thinking here is that designers aren't just solving a dry, practical problem like, how do I make toast? They're also asking, how can I make the experience of making toast feel delightful or simple, or maybe even a little bit fun? It's all about designing for a specific human response. There's even a specific method for this called Kansai engineering, which is this amazing process for translating these vague human feelings into actual, concrete design features. So a company like IKEA doesn't just design a table, they do research to figure out what shapes and materials create a feeling of cozy. Honda doesn't just build a motorcycle, they engineer the specific curves and engine sounds that feel agile and powerful. This is where form and function truly become one. Now, to wrap this all up, there's one object, one single, famous, and wildly controversial product that perfectly captures this entire debate. This is the Juicy Salif. It was designed by the famous Philippe Starck. And as you can see, it's a lemon juicer. It's considered a masterpiece of modern design. It's in art museums all over the world. But here's the thing. By any practical measure, it is a terrible juicer. It's wobbly, it sprays juice everywhere, and it doesn't even have a filter for the seeds. So, is it a complete failure? And this is where it gets absolutely brilliant. Here's what the designer, Philippe Starck, said himself. He said, "My juicer is not meant to squeeze lemons, it is meant to start conversations." He argues its true function was never just to get juice out of a lemon. Its real job was to be a sculpture, a piece of art, a talking point. And by that measure, it's a wild success. The story of that juicer forces us to ask a much bigger question. What really is the true function of design? Is it just to solve a problem in the most efficient way possible? Or is it to make us feel something? So the next time you pick up an object you really love, ask yourself why. You might be surprised to find the answer isn't just about what it does, but about how it makes you feel.